don't know why this keeps. I have an inkling. Okay, I gotta, as to why this keeps happening. Um, I have an inkling as to why this keeps happening. There is an update crashing a bunch of computers with Windows. Yeah. And I have held off on getting it because the last time I got this computer, because my computer crashed and was ruined because I didn't update with Windows. And Windows tends to do this a lot. And they're like, well, it's not our responsibility. It's not our fault if the server is this, that, or the other. Like, I don't know really what it is. And so I have refused to, but now, because this came out like in April, and like so many complaints about their computers no longer working. And this is the problem when you let the entire operating system, or the entire, I don't want to say operating system, but everything to be depend on Microsoft. HP does that. And so, God, it's just like, it irritates my soul because I think that's what's causing it. I did see where sometimes certain things can. I'm not doing personals, guys. If you want a personal, you can go to my website and purchase one. Uh, this is general and collective. So yeah, I'm just trying to. I think it has everything to do with, because I won't do the update, and they do this shit like you don't do the update, and so things won't work properly on purpose. It started around the exact same time. I have seen other people posting on message boards about that, where it's like, oh, you have to update, but people don't want to update. I wish I didn't have Windows 11. My computer wouldn't let me not do what I need to do if I didn't have, like, it did it automatically. It updated or upgraded me to Windows 11 all on, and I'm like, that shit pisses me off. Anyways, so I'll try to look more into it to see how I can safeguard this thing. Somebody said take Edge off of the computer. It won't let me, and I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I'm not tech savvy, so I'm just really irritated. So all the difficulties I've had uploading and like with YouTube and things like that, I do think it has something, because again, it's all because of the operating systems, the servers, different things like that. So that being said, because y'all have seen several of my lives where it cut out at like 2 minutes. Anyways, how do I go? Okay. Let me give you my spiel, then I'll tell you the little thingy that I had before, and then we'll go from there. You are a sovereign being. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. My recommendation is never to Cinderella anything to make it fit. Okay? Fantastic. The song that I got before this had everything to do with Hail Mary, like one last shot, like give it a go. The song is Hail Mary by Shabuzi, and it features Sierra Farrell. So they want me to. So it's like Hail Mary. Okay, so it is the football reference. I guess I should let y'all know that. But it's like typically it's something done in a desperate attempt to score late in the game. Okay, so it's like usually it's unsuccessful, but it's a long shot. There we go, and it's like it's kind of late for this, but I'm gonna give it one more just in case. So this is a scenario. I feel like this energy is going to go into the reading where maybe something is seen as it might be too late, but I'm going to give it one more go, or I'm going to give it a shot and hope that I score. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But you do it anyways, last minute, last leg, just in case. Um, so this must be a scenario where timing something took too long. It took too long. They're giving me that this message is going to be pertaining to this week, so they're giving me a time frame. Um, they are giving me a time frame. So I guess there's going to be a Hail Mary this week. We'll find out what it is. Let's go ahead and dig in. Something hidden, hidden emotions. So something, okay. It was in reverse when it flipped, just so that you're aware. Seven of Pentacles, something, this is the waiting period, something taking too long. Frequently, with the Seven of Pentacles, the wait period can be such that where it's like you think it's dead, done, over, like nothing's going to happen. It's unsuccessful. It's the idea of waiting for something to sprout, waiting for something to come up, waiting for something to happen or to actuate is what I'm trying to say in your reality, and it hasn't. And so the period of time that has passed, it seems as if it's not going to. Same as when you plant seeds. Some do, some don't. Some sprout, some don't. Um, and that's the reason why we usually, as an indication, have like a rough time frame of when it should. And if it doesn't, it's usually a sign that it didn't take. Something didn't take. Um, it even says success unfulfilled. So something unfulfilled. Something unfulfilled. Something still hidden. They got flux and reflux, like flux. There's a flux here. So ebb and flow. There's flux and reflux. Something may still be in flux, but it looks as though it's a no go. It's not about another path. It's the idea of someone not taking the next step to Pentacles. Um, and it's the appearance is the Five of Cups. Oh, okay. Never mind. The person is still looking at some kind of demolition that's happened or the aftermath. They're giving me the aftermath. Somebody is looking at the aftermath of like maybe a demolition of something that's been a tower moment. Thank you. Um, it's been. I get the feeling like spirits like it's been enough time. This person may think something may have happened in stages, is what it feels like. And so for the human, it feels like, oh, it just finished. But spirit's like it was dead, done, and over with a long time ago. Five of Cups. So because someone's not taking that next step because they're still looking at the aftermath, the three cups that were spilled. Three cups is usually your environment that's currently around you. It's community. It is the people that surround you at that time. Um, so they haven't even turned towards the Two of Cups yet, is the idea. Trying to get some kind of, yeah, there's Hermit and the Four of Swords, really trying to come to terms with something, is what it feels like. They're staying back. It's like needing a clear mind and knowing what the truth is, like, not what other people think is the truth, but what their truth is of something. And that, again, something may have occurred. It happened in stages, and this is kind of like finally on the other side of it. It reminds me of the Fool card in that one deck where she's about to leap off the cliff, but she takes one look back. It's almost like of what has happened. And so this person hasn't moved forward. It seems as something's still in flux. There's still there were maybe some emotions that were being dealt with, um, but it's caused something to not pop off, to start or begin, despite seeds being planted. They've not taken the next step. They're still looking at the aftermath and trying to gain some type of peace about that. It's like coming to terms with it. There may not even necessarily be any sadness, but there may be some type of guilt with the Five of Cups, feeling like, well, that didn't go well. So maybe why would I take that next step over here? Um, Sometimes you got to unload that burden before you try to move forward, right? That sense of weight that comes from a tower moment, that reassessment. Again, hermit mode. It's coming to terms with what my truth is on a situation, what I feel, and only moving in directions that I feel called to move in, internally. Um, Taking stock, so one can move forward confidently. But it feels as though something needs to be cleared out with the Four of Swords. Like somebody needs to take a break from the mental, because you might be this person might be on a loop, repeating on a loop, and is doing no good. We did have something like this before. Hanged Man, Jesus, really, really wanting to have a paradigm shift, to look at something differently. There's a major reassessment. Like I feel like I need to know that I feel okay with moving forward now. My question is, do they even are they sure that do they even know the two cups are behind them? Usually with Rider Waite, the cup, because when you're focusing on what just happened, what's finished, your old life, you may not even recognize that your new life is waiting for. Oh, there we go. This person's new life is waiting for them. And they over here in hermit mode. But I feel like this is so much introspection and self. I don't know why I want to say self actualization, or like, um almost too much in their head, because again, clarity needs to come. And I feel like getting out of their head will actually help give them the perspective they need. Like they're stuck in some kind of thought loop that is really focusing on with the energy of the Five of Cups. It's why they're not moving forward. They haven't taken a step closer to something. The Lovers. They're this person. There's a person here that has a new life waiting for them. I just heard I want to make sure I'm the man I want to be, that I think I am. They might harbor some guilt. They're saying unnecessarily. They harbor some guilt. Because, Three of Cups is something you once enjoyed, something that used to fulfill you, that you really wanted to be involved with. And so to just turn your back on it when it just goes belly up, all the cups are spilled, that joy is no longer there, you know, you no longer want to interact with it. There may have been apathy at some point where they kind of like got really apathetic with life as is, like, that kind of thing. Like the way that it was and the way that it was unfolding and the experience of it. And it's like, it can be really charging when you're like, but I thought this is what I wanted. And it's so unfulfilling to me. I don't want to engage with it because, you think of the Four of Cups after the Three of Cups, where there's this apathy, where it's like, I'm just kind of going through the motions. And then the Five of Cups comes around where it's like, things did not turn out how you thought it was going to. You severed yourself, or you something ended. Like, I feel like, again, it was like in phases, but it's now behind you, and it's like, how do you move forward on something? Okay. And somebody's got to clear their mind in order to gain a different perspective. So it's almost like somebody needs to clear the thoughts of their old life, their focus on what was out. But somebody's holding on to that and reevaluating and playing it over again. Um, like somehow it speaks negatively on them. They feel like, or it reflects something negatively on them. Like, if I believe so much in that and it ended up not being right, how can I guarantee what's in front of me is correct? But there's some kind of guilt. Like, but I want to say there shouldn't be any guilt. And like, there's this, what does it say about me? There's a lot of self-blame that went into this. I just heard, do I even know what I'm talking about? But there's a lot of unexpressed emotions. Like, this person feels pulled to have a new life, to finding this person. Um, so lovers, by the way, justice. Sometimes justice, I mean, it's about it's this energy of deserving. And maybe that's what this person's wondering, like, do I deserve to move along like that when they still feel culpable in something, in their old life? And it's kind of like, again, there's a guilt a bit in it, and there's not guilt in it. What could I have done differently? Sometimes something is for you, and it will eventually grow into something that's not for you. And that can be very hard to, because we think we should have never engaged with it to begin with, and that's not the case. There may be an assessment of, did I miss certain things? Did I miss the signs? Were there signs earlier? How long have I actually felt like this? Why did I stay it out in a life that I didn't want? Blah, 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 blah. What I feel like saying is, someone deserves the call to leave an old life and move in a new direction was because you knew you deserved